Hi everyone, welcome to my presentation for my mixed reality project I'm calling Stuff Cubed. The motivation for this project came from a SIGGRAPH 2023 paper that I read where two researchers in Japan created a haptic module that when shaken simulated the forces you would experience when holding certain materials such as rubber or water. What I want to do for this project is take this module concept and bring it into VR so that you can see a virtual representation of the material, and when you shake it, it'll feel like the real thing. The key features for this project are then going to be realistic material representation of rubber and water using haptics, as well as inverse kinematics of the virtual avatar that's going to be holding the virtual cube, being based on the user's hand positions using hand tracking, as well as realistic material simulations, so that when you twist the module one way, you'll see the water slosh, or when you flick it in one direction, you'll see the rubber like flick. More details on the realistic material representation key feature is that so when the module is shaken to one side or tilted to one side, you will feel a perceived change in like density of the material, such as water sloshing to one side when you tilt the controller one way, or when you turn the controller the other way, you feel the rubber flip to that side after a slight delay. Key feature number three is going to be inverse kinematics of the virtual avatar. So there will be virtually rendered hands and arms, and then based off the position of the hands using hand tracking, the virtual avatar's arms will also be moved in accordance to the user manipulating the virtual material. And then key feature number four is going to be a realistic virtual environment because the user will be interacting with the virtual water or virtual rubber contained within a glass cube. So then when the material is turned to one side, we will need realistic fluid simulations or realistic physics simulations, depending on the orientation and position of the cube. The proposed team for this project will then be a haptic developer who's going to be in charge of rendering the materials using haptics, a inverse kinematic developer who is going to be in charge of manipulating the virtual model in accordance to the hand positions, and a virtual environment developer who's going to be in charge of the fluid sims and rendering all of the materials. The required resources for this project are then going to be an HMD such as MetaQuest 2 or later that has built-in hand tracking, a wireless module that is going to have high fidelity haptics and an IMU so that we can get its position and orientation. I'm currently planning to use a Nintendo Joy-Con for that, and we will need virtual assets for water, a rubber cube, and a glass cube to hold both of those assets.